Two Italians on.
And welcome back here for our final set with CBA softball on-site on location. This is Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and we are here at Tully's Good Times Restaurant on Erie Boulevard, 2943 Erie Boulevard East in Syracuse, New York. And this has been a dream come true for me. So I wanted to be at Tully's for, Dave, when's the first time I called you? 12 years ago?
Yeah.
You're stuck with me now. I hope you understand that. I hope I've done okay for you, Dave. So, but very, very, very happy. And honestly, my grandparents that I talk about, they and my parents are very happy that I get to sit here at Tully's tonight. They know it's been a lot of tenders and a lot of baked potato soup and a lot of patronage. So happy to be here. And, of course, I'm from CBA, and so I have that experience. Mike, you and I have gotten to meet over the last couple days. And then this guy proves that God really does work in mysterious and purposeful ways. This was my basketball coach in elementary school at Our Lady of Pompeii, Paul Gangemi. So please give Paul and Mike a round of applause. So, Mr. Cusano, how are you?
I'm doing well, Dan. How are you?
Doing well. You and I got to talk yesterday and really kind of break everything down, and I could already just get a feel for your personality, and I'm seeing it more here tonight. You care a lot. Where does that all come from, that selflessness that you have?
I would say without a question, my faith in Jesus for sure. Without that, I wouldn't have what I have in life at all. I wouldn't have the family that I have. I wouldn't have just the characteristics that I have. It all comes from Him.
Your faith in Jesus.
Yep.
And you're unafraid to talk about it.
Unafraid.
Why?
Because He died for my sins. And so I believe that with all my heart. And He changed my life. And so I can never be afraid of speaking His name.
I love this. See, it's moments like this that remind me when I'm broadcasting in my studio by myself that I'm not by myself. So thank you for that, Mike. Mr. Gangemi, I know that you have a faith as well. I'm going to hand the mic over to you now. So I want to know a little bit about your faith, since you're one of the people that taught me growing up.
Well, I've been a Catholic all my life, thanks to my grandparents and my parents. And obviously, through the good things in my life and through some of the sicknesses I've gone through, you find out who your best friend is and how to be humble and how to look at the little things and the subtle things in life because of Him.
So I'm gonna say something to you that I just feel like saying, and I wanted to not say it off the air. So growing up as a kid, I loved basketball. I loved it pretty much my whole life. And I was always too short, too slow, couldn't do it. Well, when I'm in elementary school, you're my coach in 6th grade. And of all the coaches that I had throughout time, you are a coach that I have no bad word to say, nothing negative to say. And I'm honestly grateful to everything that Our Lady of Pompeii gave me. And I'm very grateful that you were one of my coaches, and that having you in my life took that spirit that I had for basketball. You never took it away from me. You never took my belief in myself away from me. And I want to say thank you for doing the things that you did that you didn't even know that you did, that obviously after I had you as a coach, I kept fighting and I kept going. So thank you for never standing in my way. Thank you for always being a teacher.
I appreciate that, Dan. At the time, I would have had no idea. So, the things you're telling me now, it's great to know. But I'm sure, based on probably every player that I've coached, I probably learned more than you learned from me, honestly.
What have you learned from Mike Cusano?
Well, first of all, Mike's faith is incredible. I can't really say more than that. I can't expound on that because it branches out so far. But even though I'm a lot older than Mike, he keeps me in line. He straightens me out with the kids sometimes when he sees me getting a little out of line as far as being comedic in serious times. But Mike's a great guy. He really is. I can't say enough good about him.
I appreciate that. All right, Mike. What has Paul Gangemi taught you?
He has probably the biggest heart that I've ever seen in my entire life. Just the most caring person I think I've ever met. And all the little things he does with the girls, just always reaching out to past players, always asking how I'm doing, my family's doing. It's just constantly thinking about other people. So his big-hearted nature, it's unbelievable, and it's a gift from God. So
I love this. So this season, 2025, most rewarding part up to this point as we get set for the playoffs?
I'd say most rewarding part would be just the cohesiveness that the whole team has really just gelled really well this season, and resilience. There's been a couple parts of the season where we've had some rough parts, but they were able to bounce back incredibly well. And in my eyes, that's the hallmark of a champion, that when you're able to bounce back from difficulty.
Paul, your most rewarding part of the season so far?
The harmony between the girls on the team, the teammates, and the harmony between the parents as well. It makes things so much easier. Not a lot of off-the-field interference. And I got to say, that's been two of the reasons, the parents and the players, adds to the team's success this year.
And you don't always hear that, right? Sometimes the parent side of things. I mean, I coached soccer. I was coaching U11, and I had all great parents except for one. And he met me on the field, let everybody leave, 7 o'clock at night. It's dark. There's no lights. And he stood there for a very long time trying to get me to quit. And I remember he leaned in. He was the former coach. And I remember he leaned into me, and I stood right there, and I said, I don't know if you know who I am, but I haven't blinked in 20 minutes, and I'll stay here with you until the sun comes up because it's my team. And I stuck with those. He actually taught the kids how to slide tackle with their cleats out, so to injure people, and I had to unteach it. And they're like, well, we won more when we did that, coach. And I said, well, if we lose more, we're going to lose with grace. We're not going to win by hurting people. So, favorite part of coaching, since I learned from you a lot of things about how to teach. I don't think you ever made me feel like I wanted to run out of the gym. So, what have you learned about coaching?
What have I learned about coaching? Listen to your players.
That's the thing. All right, Coach?
I would just say patience. Gotta have patience. Because no two players are the same. They're all different. They all come from different places. They all have different personalities. They all bring something unique and wonderful to the table. So just patience and just absorbing it, taking it all in, and because it's a gift from God. All of them are a gift from God. So just enjoying every minute of it.
I love that. So you've said nice things about each other. I want you to take a look at your mentor, someone who you would say helps you to this day, whether they're alive or not, someone that just sticks with you. So Mike Cusano, who's your mentor, and what did they teach you?
That's a great question. I think I would say I have a lot of mentors, but I'd say one of them would be my former varsity baseball coach at CBA, Coach Dotter. Just an unorthodox way of coaching. He was a deep thinker. I'm a deep thinker. We always had great conversations. I really enjoyed how he allowed us players to just play the game, gave us a lot of freedom to do things that other coaches wouldn't. So I think that's one of the lessons I took from him, and I miss him a lot because he just passed away in the fall. So
I'm sorry for your loss. Coach Gangemi, your mentor, and what they taught you.
Well, I got to say, too, my dad, he was a big baseball guy, but he also wasn't one that ever felt like he had to coach the team I was on. He did his coaching with me in our driveway or in our backyard. He never complained about coaches that I played for. And I know there were probably some that he didn't care for. Everything had to be done with hard work, and there were never any excuses. And the other one was my grammar school coach, my 8th grade basketball coach, and also baseball coach by the name of Andy Russo. He was a student at Lemoyne when I was at Our Lady of Pompeii. He was a star baseball player for Lemoyne. He actually got drafted into Major League Baseball. And ironically, his sister, Mary Paula, has a daughter on our team by the name of Gianna Anderson. So I reconnected with her through Gianna. But Mary Paula's brother, Andy Russo, was a phenomenal coach. To this day, I never had a coach that was more fair, tougher, but yet very lenient in his own way, and he never played favorites, ever.
Love that. Best life lesson for you, Coach Gangemi. Best life lesson.
There's just like one saying that I use. I mean, it doesn't work all the time, but I say that quality means more than quantity. And I know it doesn't work all the time, but it's all that line is always in my head.
Well, you must have said that to me as a kid. I still say that all the time. All right, Coach Cusano, best advice and why?
I think I would say is the first 2 Bible verses I ever memorized. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your own understanding of things. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and then He will direct your path in life. Because there's far too many times in life where you try to figure things out, but you just can't, and you kind of come to that end of that road, and that's where faith comes in, and He'll lead you down that path.
What's the other verse? You said you had 2 verses?
Verses 5 and 6.
Oh, verses
okay. 5 and 6.
Okay,
Yep.
All right. I don't know if you had one outside of that Proverbs, but
I have many more, but those 2 to start.
There's ones that follow me everywhere I go, and that's one that I see a lot. But there's one that so there's this, if you'll allow me to tell this. So in my spare bedroom, like my small bedroom, of the 3 that I have, I just have storage in there. It's like a little room. And I was going through boxes, and I found this cardboard box. I took it out, styrofoam, pulled the styrofoam apart, and there was a cross in there. And it was a big cross with these beautiful flowers painted on it and a Bible verse. To this day, I don't know who sent it. I don't know who it was a gift to. I don't know why it was in my house. And the Bible verse, Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I am God. And every single day, I go in at least once and I touch that cross and I talk to Him and I remind myself to be still and know who's directing my path and stop trying to do it by myself. So with that being said, we're going to rapid fire this thing before we finish up our time here at Tully's. I need to order food because I watched y'all eat in front of me. Is the kitchen still open, Dave? Okay. Make sure it's still open. I know the owner. So, okay. So my first question is going to come from Mike Cusano. What is it going to be?
I say the word, or I say the name Jesus. What does that mean to you?
Everything. Best friend. Confidant. Makes me laugh. Teaches me. Helps me grow. Lets me know when I'm wrong. Helps me stay steadfast in my ways. Keeps me strong when I'm weak. Keeps me faithful when I don't know what to do. Helps me believe in myself. And helps me know that if I have Him, I don't need anybody else.
Amen.
So I'll probably say a lot more. I'll be thinking about that tonight for sure. All right, Mike. So we talked about faith a lot. What has been the biggest time in your life when your faith was tested, and how did you evolve through it?
That's a great question. I would say when I applied for, this was years ago, right after I had graduated from Lemoyne College with my first master's degree in education, I applied to a job at Solvay High School for a history position. There was over 100 people. I was offered the position, but that same week, this was back in '07, I got into a graduate school in the Boston area to pursue a master's degree in theology and philosophy of religion. And I was kind of at a crossroads. Do I accept this job, or do I go to Boston and further an education that I was interested in? And so chose to go to Boston. It was a tough decision, but I would make it over again in a heartbeat, because without that, I wouldn't be where I am today teaching at CBA.
So you felt like he answered.
100%.
I love that. All right, Coach Gangemi, it's only fitting that you and I get to finish tonight at Tully's, since we've come full circle from when I was one of your players. So what's your question for me?
You're a young guy. You've done a lot so far. What is left to accomplish?
Everything. I've barely gotten started. That's how I look. I mean, we just celebrated 21 years in broadcasting, and I had people come in from all over the place, people writing things, sending video, and the messages were incredible. And I stood on stage, and I looked around the room, and I said, you know what? I genuinely thought I was doing this just God and I. I felt like the world was against me when I started doing this thing. And in a lot of ways, being in the media, I feel like when I walk into the room, I'm the ugly the redheaded stepchild. I think I'm the black sheep, right? You walk into a media room, you believe in God, you have morals and values, you don't steal, you don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't fit in. And in my hometown, I feel that way a lot, which is crazy. So I looked around the room, and I saw all these people from all different parts of my life. And I said, I thought I was doing it by myself with God the whole time. And I realized he was building an army around me. And now I see that army. And I value every single one. And so I would say that, where am I going from here? Well, the last thing I said before I put that mic down was, if you thought you saw anything in 21 years, get ready. Because I haven't even gotten started yet. But screenwriting, music, there's a lot of comedy. There's a lot of things that I dive into that I haven't gone fully into yet. I'm working on writing a script right now, and I got a lot of passion for the world of music. My mom bought me a guitar. She said, nobody ever got me one. My mom sings, I sing. She's like, I want you to have more than I ever had, so I need to learn how to play it. And my comedy, it just comes out of my veins. It's just a part of me. So I would say that if you think you like what you've seen, or if you hate it, I hope you watch either way, because I'm not done, and God has just started working on me. My question for you, thank you. My question for you, Mr. Gangemi. If you could sit at a table with any 3 Italian superstars of any walk of life, what 3 Italians would you bring to Tully's to have dinner with? Dead or alive.
Cheaper night if they Italian celebrities, you say.
Yeah, anybody in the Italian world, music, movies, TV, anything.
Frank Sinatra would have to be one.
Okay. Oh, blue eyes. Okay.
And actually, this celebrity wasn't Italian, but he played an Italian on TV.
Okay.
And that's Peter Falk as Columbo.
Okay. All right. I like that. I do have one final question, if I may. And, Paul, I'm going to go to you, just because I don't feel right not asking this question. What's it like to have 100% of the screen be Italian right now?
It makes me say, along with you guys, you're talking about there is a God.
There is. All right, Mr. Cusano here. I'm going to hand the mic to you. To have a totally Italian broadcast right now, what do you want to say to the people of the world?
I mean, God blesses us in many ways.
Yeah.
Yep.
If your name ends in a vowel, then you might be all right.
You might be okay.
And you know what? Okay. I've never heard any other nationality have as many people beg to be family members.
It's true.
Right? They're like, can I be a card carrier? Can I be like a by association Italian? And I'm like, yeah, you can. You got to understand the family before you do it, though.
That's right.
When you think about it, why does Tully's not spelled Tulli?
That's right. That's very right. Yeah, Dave, you end in a vowel. You should be able to go up there and change that by tomorrow morning. Tully's with an I. That's how we're going to end it. I like that. So with that being said, CBA softball, Mike Cusano, Paul Gangemi, and a very honored, privileged, and blessed man and myself, Dan Tortora. Have a wonderful night. Come to Tully's. Support CBA. God bless you all. Thank you all one more time.